where measures are taken to ensure that products meet Islamic dietary laws halal. This involves strict monitoring to prevent contamination with harm ingredients like alcohol or pork, ensuring that all aspects from sourcing to packaging adhere to halal standards for consumer trust and certification. Next, we move to halal risk management plan. First is receiving material mixing of halal and haram materials during transportation. For people, workers bringing prohibited items like alcohol or non-halal food into the premise. For machine, use of non-halal grease on equipment like hand jacks. And lastly, environment is entry of animals such as birds and dogs into the premise area. Next is mixing. Material pieces of packaging that may accidentally mix into the product. For people, failure to wear appropriate protective clothing such as gloves, aprons, and harness. For machine, residual ingredients from previous batch. And lastly, environment. Dust or other particles that can settle into the mixed area. Next is forming. For material, pieces from broken or worn out plastic equipment parts. For people, that's skin cells and dandruff from exposed skin. For machines, small metal fragments from equipment wear or maintenance. And lastly, environment. Dust, fumes, or aerosols generated during machining, grinding, or material handling. Next is boiling. For material, pathogenic bacteria such as Salmonella, Listeria, and E. coli can pose serious health risks. For people, pesticides, herbicides, and residues from cleaning agents. For machine, chemical residue from cleaning agents or sanitizers. For environment, potential noise pollution from machinery or equipment. Next is cooling. For material, metal ions and rust particles can leach into the cooling water from corroding equipment or piping. For people, trace amounts of metal that can enter cooling system. For machine, chemical reaction between metal surfaces and water or process fluids can lead to corrosion. And lastly, environment. Fluids used for heat transfer in cooling system can be contaminated if leaked or improperly disposed of. After that is freezing. For material, bacteria, molds, and yeast can contaminate food during the freezing process if not properly controlled, setting on materials. For people, improper hand hygiene for handling materials. For machine, moisture condensation on equipment can lead to microbial growth and corrosion. And lastly, environment. Water used for cleaning, processing, and cooling can become contaminated with organic matter, cleaning agents. For packing, for material, traces of allergenic substance from previous use or cross-contamination. For people, bleeding due to the packaging. For machine, physical contaminants such as metal fragments, glass shards, or plastic pieces from packaging material or machinery can compromise product integrity. For environment, potential presence of microbial contaminants if packaging materials are not properly sanitized or stored. Lastly is distribution. For material, exposure of food products to temperatures outside of recommended ranges. For people, transfer of contaminants from one food to another during handling, especially if proper hygiene practices are not followed. Next is machine. Contaminants from packaging materials such as ink or coatings that can transfer onto food products during handling or storage. And lastly, environment. Humidity levels affecting packaging integrity. Next, we go to halal risk management plan summary. First, we go to receiving. For receiving, its raw material must come from halal sources and the validity for halal cert raw material almost expired. For the corrective action is immediate inspection. Conduct a true root inspection of received items to identify any discrepancies or defects compared to the purchase order or specification. Next is fixing. One is the quality checks. Perform immediate quality checks or tests to verify if the mixed products meet specification or quality standard. For the corrective action is adjust process parameters. Based on the root cause analysis, make necessary adjustments to correct the issue. And also modify mixing speed, duration, or temperature settings to achieve the desired mixing outcome. Ensure proper selection and configuration of mixing tools for optimal dispersion and blending. After that is packing. For the white packing is product integrity. Ensure the product is free from damage or contamination before packing. Implement quality control checks to maintain product integrity. For the quality measure is product damage or contamination detection is to inspect products for damage or contamination before packing. Improve handling and storage procedure to protect product integrity. Train staff on proper handling techniques. Lastly is distribution. The one is compliance and safety. Ensure compliance with transportation regulation, including weight limits, driver hours, and vehicle inspection. Conduct regular safety audits and provide training to drivers on safe driving practices. For the countermeasure is compliance and safety incidents. The action is to conduct regular safety training for drivers and warehouse personnel. Ensure compliance with transportation regulation and safety standard. Implement corrective actions based on safety audits and incident reports to prevent future occurrences. Lastly is conclusion. We ensure that our company will always give the best product to our consumer by taking care of the cleanliness of the product, quality of the product, and most importantly, the halalness of our product. We comply with the requirement that has been stated in the Food Regulation Act, Food Act 1983, Food Hygiene Regulation 2009, and Trade Description Act 2011 to ensure the quality of our product. We will always give the best for our consumer, either consumer needs